Her voice cracked before the lie even formed. "I'll be a little late," she whispered, breathless, like she was fighting for air. Behind her, a man laughed, low, careless, too close to her phone. It wasn't the laugh that broke me. It was the silence that followed. Her silence. Her waiting to see if I'd swallow it like I always did. I didn't. "No rush," I said, my tone steady. "I'll use this time to call Mike's wife." The reaction was instant. Rustling, muffled curses, her sudden inhale like she'd been punched in the chest. "Wait, what?" "I can explain." "Save it," I said, and hung up. That click was the sound of a marriage dying. I was standing in the kitchen, lights dim, the smell of the dinner I'd cooked still hanging in the air. Her plate sat untouched at the table, another lie she'd planned to ignore. The clock on the wall ticked loud enough to feel intentional, like it wanted to remind me how long I'd been patient, how long I'd been blind. Outside, the neighborhood was quiet, curtains drawn, families settling in for the night. Inside, something darker settled into me. Not rage, clarity. The kind that sharpens edges. It didn't start with that call. It started a week earlier. We were at a friend's barbecue. Warm string lights hung across the backyard. The kind of evening where couples look like couples. Except mine didn't. She kept drifting away, pulling her phone close, smiling at messages she wouldn't let me see. Mike kept following her with eyes that lingered too long. People noticed. People whispered. Then she did it. Laughed a little too loudly at something he said, eyes sparkling in a way I hadn't seen in months. She touched his arm, that soft touch she'd stopped giving me. Someone beside me muttered, "Damn, his wife's right there." I swallowed the burn in my throat, pretended not to hear, but the disrespect wasn't private anymore. It was a spectacle, and I was the quiet man in the corner, pretending not to bleed. I didn't confront her that night. I drove us home in silence, watching her reflection in the window as she hid smiles she thought I didn't notice. Inside, something snapped. Not loudly, not violently, more like a thread breaking, thin and final. I didn't yell, didn't accuse, but I stopped reaching for her hand, stopped asking where she was going, stopped expecting loyalty from someone who had already spent it elsewhere. My calm scared her more than anger ever could. And when she called tonight, with a man's voice behind her, I didn't break. I made a decision. I didn't rush into revenge. That's the mistake amateurs make. I went quiet. Quiet men are dangerous because they think. First, I gathered everything: texts, timestamps, photos from the barbecue, screenshots of her late night, work, messages, even a location history she forgot synced to our shared cloud. I mapped their entire affair like a strategist studying enemy movements. Second, I secured myself financially, legally, socially, moved assets, consulted a lawyer, staged every step like a man preparing for war, but smiling in public. Third, I reached out to the only person whose pain matched mine, Mike's wife. Turns out she wasn't naive. She'd been waiting for this call. It began suddenly. I stopped giving her anything to hide behind. No arguments, no suspicious husband, nothing she could twist into guilt or, "You pushed me away." Just kindness, courtesy, distance. She grew paranoid. She checked my phone. She questioned my schedule. She searched for signs of anger and found none. That terrified her. Meanwhile, Mike and his wife were silently imploding. She confronted him. He denied. She presented evidence. He panicked. And panic makes men sloppy. He started pushing my wife to be more careful. She started stressing. Her lies tangled. Her stories contradicted. Her guilt rotted her from the inside out. I watched it happen like a man watching a storm he predicted. Then came the night everything collapsed. I filed the divorce papers, left them folded on her pillow, simple, cold, clean. Attached was a USB drive. Every piece of evidence compiled neatly, time-stamped, undeniable. She came home late again. When she saw the papers, she froze, eyes wide, throat tight, hands trembling around the envelope like it was a bomb. She whispered, "Why didn't you talk to me?" "Because you weren't talking to me," I said. "You were talking to him." Her legs gave out. She sat on the edge of the bed, shaking. I didn't comfort her. Not anymore. She begged for a conversation. He begged too. Called me, voice frantic, asking why his wife had left him, why mine had gone silent, why everything was falling apart. I let them both talk. Two liars scrambling for air. When they asked what I wanted, I told them the truth. Nothing. That's what scares you. Mike lost his marriage. His wife exposed every lie he'd fed her. His reputation shattered. My wife lost me quietly, efficiently, without shouting or scenes. I didn't destroy them. I simply stepped out of the way and let their own choices finish the job. Our final moment was simple. She asked in a whisper so small it barely existed, "Do you hate me?" I looked at her, this stranger who once wore my wedding ring, and said, "No, hate requires care. I just don't choose you anymore." Her tears didn't move me. Her apologies didn't reach me. Walking away did. As I closed the door behind me, I felt something settle inside. Not triumph, not cruelty, peace. The kind that comes only after reclaiming yourself from someone who never deserved you. And the final thought that drifted through me, sharp and calm, was this. Respect isn't requested. It's enforced.